finally, we got to see all the things that we've been complaining about so far as the Senzomeyiwatrial trial is concerned, especially the ballistic aspect. Now, you will remember that Umangena, with his experience, they came to court and explained a whole lot of things. But we've been saying that something is wrong on the Senzomeyiwa case concerning the ballistic. Let me give an example. There were people that when they miraculously showed up, then the bullet was found between the two jars. You understand? And that was glass, by the way. And man, there's a whole lot of things, including the fact that when the first team that arrested accused number 3, when they took the firearm for ballistic test, the result came back negative so far as Senzomeyiwa is concerned. But suddenly, it is matching. Today, I felt that it was necessary for us to pause on the Senzomeyiwa case while we focus on this, because this is basically giving us everything that we needed to know about the Senzomeyiwa case. Now, I don't want to say it myself. I want to give you different videos that will give you perspective about the Senzomeyiwa case. And I want you to watch, like literally, watch each and every single word that comes from these people. You will actually realize that, oh, so the manipulation of things, basically this is where it happens. And the possibility of things being manipulated, like when you watch this, you basically get the sense that, nah man. Now, I don't want to waste much of your time. Just listen to this.
It seems to me that of all of the findings that one would need to convict these people, the one that is of least value is to show that when you arrest them and they're carrying empty cartridge cases and a rifle, the empty cartridge cases were fired from the rifle. You know that they had both the empty cartridge cases and the rifle at the same time. That seems to me the least important of all of the conclusions, and that's the one that he got wrong. So it does seem to me that viewed in isolation, this error certainly doesn't, of its own, point to a deliberate attempt at sabotage. But there are other mistakes that may make the situation different. So let me take you to...
Don't you want the witness to comment?
Well, can you comment on what I've put to you in relation to whether this is deliberate sabotage or just a sloppy error?
Thank you, Commissioners. My emphasis on the 10.1, the bullet. In the ballistic language, when one is able to link a bullet with a firearm, that, for us, is a big plus for the case as compared to the cartridge. I'm not undermining the cartridge cases, but the bullet, in most cases, is removed from the deceased. So if you can be able to link the firearm to the bullet which was removed from the deceased, you have undoubtedly place the firearm on the scene. And under these circumstances, this is what the member has done. And I'm sure if he did that with a mind to sabotage, his brains needs to be examined. But there's something wrong with him, because the evidence suggests otherwise, Commissioners.
Well, the evidence leader here did an incredible job, and he showed you that as a prosecutor, I see these loopholes here, and he's going to show you. Give him time, just give him time. But you know, at first I said to myself, wait a minute, what is this prosecutor trying to say here? I didn't understand where he was going, right? But it was not until he continues to paint the narrative, and mind you, he's a prosecutor, especially where he shows you that as a prosecutor, I can see the weakness and the strength of my case. The defense would have won this case. When he said that, and then it ties it back to say, it looks like you guys, you set the state for failure in regard to a case that they would have heard against the Aboban. Hey, again, it proves a point how managed some people are, and the fact that there are senior officials that are suspected to have been involved. So far as Abokati Somolefe is concerned, what we got to learn about the involvement of senior officials at SAPS who wanted to give the investigators money. When you have that perspective, and then you're listening to what was happening today, you then begin to realize that it looks like, allegedly, it looks like at the highest level, there was a sabotage that was happening at the highest level, trying to make sure that they sabotage this case, making sure that this case does not succeed by creating these loopholes in this case. Now, listen to the evidence leader in the next video, painting this picture. Guys, I've got another, probably, I've got how many videos? 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 3. Yeah, I will put them accordingly. But I want you to pay attention to all of those things and tell me what perspective are you gaining. I am gaining quite a lot so far as the understanding of the institution called South African Police Service, and how some people will seek to manipulate things to their favor. Just listen to this.
To testify in relation to ballistics. And the state closes its case, relying only on the ballistics report of Captain Makgotle, which is not disputed. Now, it is certainly arguable that if the defense has done its work closely and has spotted this mistake, they will say when the state has closed its case, or when they argue at the end, that none of the weapons seized can be linked to our clients, to the accused, because the evidence bag that the report speaks to is an evidence bag marked Bramley case 140/04/2024, and our accused case is Bramley case 149/04/2024. So you haven't shown a chain of custody from the scene to the ballistics examinations. So what we see in paragraph 4 may be a typing error. It may have been, instead of typing 0, he typed 9. They're next to each other on the keyboard. But it may also have been a quite sophisticated attempt to sabotage the prosecution. What's your comment on that?
Commissioners, I will explain this according to our procedure, our processes, not taking away what the council has indicated. When you read what that paragraph says, it says, on the 24th of May 2024, during the performance of my official duties, I received an intact seal evidence bag with the following number, marked inter alia. In our environment, that inter alia, analysts are taught that they must write it as it is. If the investigating officer has written a wrong case number, you document it as you see it, inter alia, as you see it on the package. So I see here the case number is wrong, but without having the advantage to see the seal back and see what was it written originally, I cannot comment whether the member did that with the purpose. But I'm just saying that if it is marked wrongly, you marked it because we have come across the same argument in court where the defense will say the bag that you received was marked this inter alia. And you, knowing the correct case number, you write it according to how you know the correct case number. They take issues with you as well because they say you have now tampered with the chain of custody. That is not how you received it.
So we've been complaining on the Senzomeyiwa case. You understand what I'm saying? We've been complaining that it looks like everything that happened on that case was some sort of a miracle, right? We've been asking questions. How, like, when you know that there's something wrong here, but you can't prove it. On the Senzomeyiwa case, I think we were there where we know, man, that there's something wrong here. We can tell that there's something wrong here, but we just cannot prove it. We were there. It was so difficult up until Madlanga Commission. It is as if Mkhwanazi saw and heard our cry and decided that he's going to say what he said. And as they are doing research, or as they are investigating the infiltration in the justice system, we basically get closure as to how the Senzomeyiwa case might have been manipulated. How? Like, this gives a clear perspective now. I've never, because today I could have easily jumped to accused number one as he was being cross-examined. I will watch him, but most of the time I spent on the trial or on Madlanga Commission because I felt that today is the most important day to understand ballistics. As we understand this thing called ballistic, it then gives us perspective as to going forward how we should look at things. But I'm afraid at this moment, there's no way we will know the truth. There's no way on the Senzomeyiwa case we will know how, there's no way we will gain that clear perspective, that clear conscience, that clear direction. Not unless we do what the PKTT did. They took everything, they redone the test, and they got the result. Everything that they suspected got to be proven right. I think at this moment, the defense must just do the right thing. Just take everything back to test and let's see the outcome. Now, I'm saying this because of this.
Question here. Brigadier, if the system in Pretoria works so well, why did the two cases end up in KZN? What's the reason for that?
Commissioner, it's a question that I'm also asking I'm asking myself that question, Commissioner. And I do not have an answer, Commissioner, because myself as the custodian of cases in the head office, Pretoria, if there's any request, it must go through my office, and there must be a reason. If the client is not happy with my service, I've got a procedure to attend to client's complaint. So if it was because there was some unhappiness, there's a procedure to deal with that unhappiness. But in this instance, it only came under my attention at a later stage that cases were in actual fact being committed between the two labs on a regular basis. So I cannot give an answer as to what was the reason for that, Commissioner.
If I remember the evidence of the investigating officers, it was suggested that at least in the affidavits, there were some omissions, either deliberate or negligent, I cannot remember. And the ballistics reports were not done properly. Hence, it was resolved that the cases be taken to another lab in KwaZulu-Natal. Are you aware of that?
I only came aware after this year, and I attended to it. I'm sure it's in my statement. But we have a procedure. If that was the case, it happens, then we deal with it. So if that was the reason, but I was not informed when they were taking them as to what was. I only find out when it was brought under my attention that those cases were in KZN, that is when I happened to know about that. Okay, those cases, Commissioner.
Are you aware?
Guys, the Madlanga Commission is not only helping in terms of perhaps what other people would have thought. It's not only helping the PKTT. It's not only helping, I can name it, quite a number of people. But I, for one, I've been vocal about the fact that I'm not satisfied about how things are unfolding on the Senzomeyiwa case. You see, today I got to learn. Today I got to realize that when, in fact, I once came across an individual whose name, let me not say it now. This person said, and I will never forget this. This person said, this person was speaking about the fact that some people will be accused of RAPE. But, okay, this person was like, samples will be taken. And when these samples are taken, they will be taken to the lab. Then some people who wants this person out, they will try to manipulate the outcome. At first, I was like, how could this be possible? But now I see it. Like, honestly, guys, I now see it. Yeah, no, it's possible. It's possible. And mind you, this person that was telling me this thing, yeah, this person is, this person works in one of the correctional facility. And this person was explaining that sometimes people get arrested not because really they are found guilty. It's just that we can't prove them otherwise. Even some of the evidence that has been used thereon, that is what this person was trying to explain. You will then remember that in what Mkhwanazi revealed, in the conversation between Brown Mokhotz and I forgot whether it's what, where they spoke about the fact that they have used, was it 204 or 205 to get, what is the thing? They have used this 204 205, which was picked up at the Constitutional Court. This person was sentenced with a fake 204 205, something like that. What I'm trying to say is, we've seen that. So there has been this possibility, or we've seen that thing, man, but we've been ignoring that facts can be manipulated. That's what I was trying to say. We've seen this thing, facts can be manipulated, and you will look like a guilty person when in actual fact you are not guilty, but you just cannot prove that you are innocent. That is what I've actually came to realize in this whole thing. You're going to tell me in the comment section below, what do you make of this quite new revelation? We're going to be waiting for another witness in this thing, right? This witness that we are going to have going forward, this witness that we are going to have will also add in this, or will also add something in our understanding of how this ballistic thing works. But just the person that we had today, which is in charge of the ballistic national, made us understand, and as he was being led in, you actually began to realize that there's a serious problem here. And he could say, he himself, we could see that, you know what, sometimes he cannot even argue about it. He cannot even defend his colleagues. It was so difficult because it was too obvious that there are some shenanigans here.